car order. It's always been car order.
I strongly disagree.
That's the way it is. Lift him out through the window in a nice way.
Just so I can go down and drink a carton while everyone punches on.
Just pisses me to tears. That's the worst thing you can do.
You shut up, you hack. Talking about boat ramps, this is what I wanted to get through from the start. What he said.
Oh, you just been an idiot.
And welcome to the Chumming Up Podcast, the fishing, spearfishing and ocean adventure podcast that has more Mitchells on its podcast than some of its members have had hooks in their hands. I am Squirrely, and with me, as always, is Lele Wald Mitchell. How you going, Big Horse?
Yeah, I'm going good, mate. Well, I haven't had a hook in my hand today, so I'm going really fucking good.
Yeah, that's one Mitchell who has it. do you want to introduce the other Mitchells that are on and tell us which one has had a hook in their hand today?
So first of all, I'd like to introduce my grandfather, my pa, Laury Mitchell, and he's done a lot of fishing over the time. And I've also got my father here, Robert Mitchell, who did have a hook in his hand today. So he may or may not have caught 28 trout in one morning session.
Yep.
Whilst I only caught 5.
Yep.
But I didn't get a hook in my hand, so I'm hanging on to it because I just got an absolute licking this morning.
Yep, because we're up in the mountains doing a bit of trout fishing. You've got a whole multiple generations of your family here. They've all been pretty much kicking your ass on the fish, but enjoying it?
Loving it, mate. Absolutely loving it. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, when you got family members and good friends like yourself and Jono here, it's fucking the best thing going. But yeah, the whole getting out fished by everyone does get a little long in the tooth, so hopefully I can pick my game up tomorrow.
Yep. And Rob, so you've been coming to this area since you were a kid. Can you sort of start us on the family history and?
Yeah. So I'm 60 something, one or two.
Yeah.
My dad's been bringing me up here since I was like 5 years old.
Yep.
So we've been fishing these rivers. Well, I've been fishing these rivers since I was 5, and of course, Dad's the same. Dad's been fishing them before me.
Yep.
So we know the water pretty well because of my dad.
Yep.
So we catch a lot of fish because we cheat. We cheat because my dad knows the water.
Yep.
And he's taught us, and now I've taught my son, and now we've been graced, so we teach our grandson.
Yep.
So it's been fantastic, yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, see, look at him all high and mighty because he's leading the fish count.
Yeah.
All fucking diplomatic. So, Pa, I got to ask you, out of all the years you've been up here, how many times has my old man outfished you on the trip? Is this the first one?
No, they've done it many times.
Jesus, that's not what I wanted to hear.
No, they've done it many times. I've been fishing here for 60 years.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And they seem to know more about the place than me now. I'm forgetting what I learnt.
So, we're obviously having some good fishing at the moment. I think you caught 12 yourself this morning session.
Yeah, I got 12 today. A couple of good eating ones, and seen quite a few others that didn't like the look of me, and they backed off.
Yeah, I've had that at the bar plenty of time. But we had a couple on the fire. They're absolutely beautiful. So, how does this year's fishing compare to other years that you've had up here?
Well, it's a bit unusual because I don't usually spin. I usually bait fish with scrub worms, and I'm starting to like to do the spinning. That's the only way I got fish this time, was using spinners.
Yeah, yep. So obviously we're using little hard body lures, and they seem to be catching them, don't they?
Oh, they're catching them right enough. The point is, you never stop learning when you're fishing.
Yeah.
Someone else teaches a new trick.
So one thing I know Dad was saying was getting a few fish, spinning with the little lures, but the average size seems to be down a bit. You seem to get a lot of the littler ones. The big ones seem to be a bit smarter for it. You find that?
Yeah, the big fish usually take grasshoppers and that, or worms. Spinning for them, we don't seem to get the real big ones.
Yep.
They have a go, but we just don't catch them like we used to.
Yeah, right.
I remember being up here, and a bag for the day was 22 pound, I think. At that stage, 10 fish weighed 22 pound.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
And that's in one day's fishing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a bloody good average size, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's a big average size, and the fish in the river here, well, I've caught them up just over £6, or one I
Jeez,
got
that's a
over
cracker.
£6. I've caught some 5-pounders and 4-pounders. You can go right back. The river's got more fishing than I've ever seen for a long time.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Bloody awesome, isn't it?
Yep.
So those bigger fish coming out of this fast water in these mountains that we're fishing, you find they harder to get to bite and fight harder than other fish, or because one thing I've definitely noticed since I've been coming up here is they're the best looking fish I've ever seen. Like the colours on them, they're just a beautiful fish.
Yeah, they're a pretty good fish.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there is as many big ones here. There's probably just as many big ones in holes that we don't see.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So what about you, Dad? What's your best fish out of the rivers up here?
Oh, my best is only probably £4. Not like Dad's. Dad got one £6, 1.5 ounces.
Yeah, wow.
And yeah, I was pretty lucky. I was there the day he caught that. So probably, I don't know, probably 8 years old.
Yeah, right.
And Dad used to drag us along. We were his bait catchers. So we had to catch his grasshoppers and all the rest of it. And we weren't allowed to hang onto a rod, but he taught us heaps by doing it. Taught us a lot of stuff. So yeah, he's still teaching us today.
Yeah,
actually.
right.
Yeah, because look at the river he walked today. Like,
Yeah, it's massive effort. Like him and Jono walked a stretch of river, half of it in the river. That was way bigger than I've walked the whole trip. So yeah, it takes a lot of going. The legs burn, don't they, Squirrely? You know.
Yeah, yeah. Moving 10 metres into that current feels like running 500 metres of your normal jog around the oval. So, yeah, if anyone's checking in, my pre-season's done and I've only done half of what everyone else has.
Yeah, well, I was going to get onto you actually, Squirrely, since we're going down the best fish out of here over people who have fished it forever. You fished it for one day.
Yep.
And you got a nice one today.
Yeah, I got probably 2-pounder. So, I don't know. Fucking caught me first trout today. Caught that one. I think I'm on 7. I think for the day. So
Not bad when you got your first one. And like Dad said, when he was 8 or whatever and watched his dad catch a 6-pounder, Harvey got to tumble down a cliff face.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had your 2-pounder today.
yep.
Actually slipped off the bank trying to come and have a look. And
Yeah, the last generation of Mitchell nearly disappeared down a mountain.
yeah, just missed the water's edge.
Yeah.
So what about yourself? How are you finding it? Like the trout fishing, what do you think of it?
Me or?
You, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's just awesome country up here. The wildlife's insane. Me and Harvey have been trying to harass a wombat for the last 3 hours, but he won't come out of his hole. Yeah, seen a deer. Yeah, and then obviously the fishing, it's cold in the water, but you're always looking at the next stretch, just trudging up, trying to chuck another lure past one's head. Yeah, like I caught 7, I'll probably drop 5 times as many. So, I mean, the fish are there enough to keep you interested the whole time. So that part's cool. We ate one today, so that was fucking awesome. I've never eaten one, so that was good. Yeah. I don't know. What are you thinking about it? What's the highlights of this trip so far for you?
For me?
Yeah.
Probably somewhere between you falling over and Harvey rolling down the hill.
Yeah, right.
Nah,
not even the hook through your dad's hand.
Oh, the hook in Dad's hand's probably up there. Yeah. Only because he's giving me a licking on the fishing.
Yep.
I just want everyone to know, last year I come out the gate hard and I caught the most, but still living on last year's premiership, and Dad's giving me a proper flogging. So when he come home and said, I caught 28 for a morning session, but I've got this lure stuck in my hand, I thought, oh, at least you got the lure stuck in your hand.
Yep.
Yeah, but we use the old trick that you always hear about where you wrap a bit of line around it and yank on it, trick to get it out.
Yep.
And she actually worked, I suppose, didn't
she
it,
was
Dad? How'd you find
cool
that?
to watch.
yeah, I found it pretty good, actually. I was a bit nervous at first. I thought my thumb was going to get torn off, but yeah, no, I still got my thumb. And yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, it was thumbs up after it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just need to ask, after what'd you say, been coming here since you were 5 and you're 60 odd, so that's 55 something years. and a lifetime of commercial fishing. What made you think about grabbing a lure in a fish's mouth with trebles was a good idea all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's definitely a brain pain. Definitely.
The
Yeah.
lack of losing the pliers might have had something
Yeah,
to do with
yeah.
it?
Not
yeah,
having
yeah,
pliers makes
yeah.
it fucking
Yeah, there's just mishaps, I suppose.
Yeah.
I, mu-
clangers.
I must say to you guys that I don't know whether the listeners will realise that my dad is 86 and he still walks the river.
Yeah.
So he's walking the river today with the 55-year-old, and the 55-year-old is sitting over there. He is fucked. And Dad's still sitting here. So
Yeah, and we're not going to mention that I only caught 5 fish for the morning, and he also caught 12 fish, my grandfather. So
true.
not only
Yeah.
outwalked me, outfished me, and all of that as well.
Yeah.
So-
But besides the fishing, what's the changes been here, like up this way, that you've noticed the most?
Yeah, so that's for you, Pa. What do you notice change up here the most, other than the fishing over the years you've been coming up here?
Well, what I notice up here is a damn lot more people fishing.
Yep.
The pressure on the river up here is really tremendous. Where we fished it 50 so years ago, you hardly seen anyone up here.
Yep.
But now it doesn't matter when you come up. There seems to be a lot of people camping and fishing. It seems to be the thing to do these days.
Yeah, well, I suppose good on them, though. All they're looking for is a piece of the lifestyle you've been lucky enough to enjoy your whole life, and you've taught us to have. So, you know, I'd like to call them all dickheads and tell them to piss off, and I do it often, but, you know, they're like-minded people, aren't they? You know, you meet some good people on the river, too. I would imagine.
Yeah. I call them the old people on the river, and I'm older than them. That's the funny part about it. But
Yeah.
there seems to be a lot of fly fishermen on the river now. There never used to be. We're all just used to bait fish.
Yeah, yep. So you were part of you were secretary of was it the Dalesford Fishing Club?
I was secretary of the Foster Angling Club in South Gippsland and secretary of the Dalesford Angling Club for 10 years.
Yeah, okay.
And mainly when I was secretary, the kids come first, family.
Yep.
And I found in the Dalesford Angling Club, the 10 years I was secretary were the best 10 years the Angling Club ever had.
Yeah, right. So when you say the kids come first, so you're running a lot of kids comps and that in them days?
Yeah, we tried to. We used to go to Hanging Rock, where there's a race course there, and it's a dam in the middle of it. And we used to round up all the kids around the district and teach them how to fish. They didn't have to belong to the club. We supplied the sausages and all that, and there was no rules.
Yeah.
If their parent had to help them bring the fish in, well, they weren't disqualified. Some people thought that was wrong, but I thought we don't want rules.
Yeah, yep. So that's a good thing for Squirrely, because I can help him actually catch a couple of fish. He needs a bit of a hand winding them in sometimes.
Fucking come on, mate. It's the other way round, isn't it?
I've seen you handling that 2-pounder. You fucking didn't know what you
Yeah, it
were
was
doing.
a thumper
Almost
trout.
had another hook getting pulled out of the thumb. But yeah, so otherwise, the club used to do with stocking and with trout and that? Was it involved with hatcheries and stuff? Because
Yes,
I don't actually remember that well, but I remember you talking about stuff like that.
Well, I wasn't associated with the hatchery. That was before my time, but they had one of the best hatcheries in Victoria, the Dalesford Angling Club and the Fly Club.
So them hatcheries, did they stock rivers or just dams, or what was it?
No,
what
they
was it going?
stocked rivers and that. It was for restocking all the time.
Yeah. So are these rivers? So I don't even know this stuff. Are these rivers stocked, or are these wild like fish that have just breeding themselves in here up in this part of the world?
No, most of them are restocked. They let a lot of fish go every year.
Yeah. Okay. So what's that through? Is that through like the Ballarat hatchery there?
Yeah, usually through the Ballarat hatchery and Snobs. Well, it used to be Snobs Creek. They used to do a lot from there, but I've never had anything to do with releasing trout.
Yeah.
I was more interested in catching them.
more interested in taking them out of the river than putting them in, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could fucking definitely see that. You fucking, yeah. You haven't seen a fish. You would have made a beautiful commercial fisherman because I'm definitely cut from the same cloth. I haven't seen a fish that I wouldn't want to kill.
But in Victoria now, the all the reservoirs and that they got Murray cod and yellow belly in them. 50 years ago, I went to a meeting in Melbourne and suggested this should happen. It took 50 years for it to happen, and it's ongoing now.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. So what's that? 50 years ago, you're saying?
Yeah, 50 years ago, I suggested they do that, and it took them 50 years to do it.
So so going down another path. So when you used to go up to the Murray River fishing for Murray cod, that was 50 years ago, or when did you start fishing the Murray River for cod and yellows?
Oh, I didn't start fishing probably 40 years ago. We started fishing up the Murray.
And what was the fishery like? Because I've always heard mixed results of that there was big ones everywhere or there was none and it was just carp and the fishery just seems so good now. So I'd just love to know what the comparison there is.
Well, I think them days everyone took anything you caught, you kept. You know, if you've got 100 fish, I know that sounds a lot of fish, but that's what you caught and that's what you took home filleted.
Yeah.
But the Murray system wasn't coping with that too well, and the new regulations of size limits and bag limits I think has made the Murray system the best it's ever been.
Yeah, okay. So obviously in that 40 years you would have seen a lot, like even when I was a kid and you used to take me up there fishing, I remember there were still drum netters up there. And Jono was telling me last night that there was gill netters in places. I was unaware of that. But obviously you would have seen a lot of that stuff and different springer setups and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, there were
going
springer
there.
setups, and you had professional fishermen on the river, which took all the big fish.
Yeah,
Well, there's no professionals on the Murray River at all now. They've all been bought out.
yeah.
And I think the regulations and that, this is what's bringing the fishing back. I think the government has realised that it's a recreation that they've got to look after for the young kids to get them out into these places.
Yeah, and I think like for myself, I think it's awesome because coming from WA, our management systems seem to be a lot of locking people out. So you have sanctuary zones and different things coming in where it's crazy, isn't it, Squirrely, coming over and the whole Murray River, you've got this freshwater ecosystem that just seems almost like soft or fragile, and there's not a sanctuary zone on it. You can fish the whole lot, and the whole lot seems to be healthy just through bag limit and entry limitations.
Yep. And Parks and Wildlife are like stocking firewood along or whatever they're called here, along in the campsites and that. But it seems to work. So
yeah, it does seem to work. Yeah, like they're actually like progress. Like what's the one? Not reactive or whatever.
Proactive.
yeah, proactive.
not reactive.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So I think it's unreal. And even up here, isn't it? Like we're up here in the Snowy Mountains, and there's free campgrounds with a long drop and that. And like my pa just said, there's more people than he's ever seen before up here enjoying it. I think it's great. You know, like this is what taxes and whatever the fuck should go towards fishing licenses. You know.
And
Yep.
we're still catching the same amount of fish.
Yeah.
So something's working.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, you are. I'm
Yeah.
not. I've actually caught considerably less so far, but
That's why
every dog has their day.
but that's why I said it.
Yeah, fuck. Just one more bite.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's good up here. And heaps of things that they're doing. The fishing license thing, I think, definitely works. You know, the boat ramps and all the little facilities are unreal. Through Victoria, we did South Australia, and you have to pay to use every boat ramp. You know, it's a bit of a fucking joke, really.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I just don't get it. And if I imagine the fishing licenses are going to stocking as well, and everything seems to be good. You know, we're all catching fish, so and everyone we talk to is catching fish.
Yeah.
So I think that's
that's a
good.
big thing.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Well, that was another thing I never knew. I mean, I didn't know much. Still don't know much. But
Squirrely, it's you.
yeah. But besides the trout in the waters here, you got the rainbow trout, brown trout. There's also the blackfish you were talking about the other night, which is a native fish that's here. Is that correct?
Yep, that's true. They're not very big. They only
Yep.
grow to about probably quarter of a pound, half a pound.
Yep.
But yeah, they're a native fish and they just live in little burrows. So, you catch them at night time. They're a bit of a night feeder.
Yep.
So yeah, they're pretty cool actually.
Yep.
So yeah.
Is there anything else sort of in the waters?
Oh, there's Macquarie perch, believe it or not,
Yep.
way up this end of the world. So, but I've never caught one.
Yep.
And I still hear they're quite rare.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they must be really rare because I haven't caught one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Fucking catch COVID. Bloody So I went to Narrandera last year or the start of this year while I've been travelling around, and they've got the biggest Murray cod hatchery there. They stock the Murrumbidgee and most of the impoundments, and that was cool. We did a tour on a school day, so there was no one really there. There was actually only us, and they informed us how over 30 years or whatever they've been doing Murray cod and yellow belly, but mostly Murray cod and trout cod, and how much impact it's had on wild stocks. And I think from what I understand from everyone I've talked to over this part of the world, trout cod it's actually worked because a lot of people never seen them before and now they do. But what I was getting at, when we were there, they had just got a grant for eeltail catfish and Macquarie perch.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah, it was quite difficult for them to get because they're not considered valuable as far as recreational fishing sector goes.
Yep.
Highly valuable, but they are like highly endangered. Both of them, I think, they're
Yeah.
as endangered as
Yep.
as any fish we have. And they just got that, and they will be stocking them. And
Yep.
we got to see some large Macquarie perch, and they look fucking awesome. I'd love to catch one of them. Like that's just now that I realise they're up here in this crystal clear, fast running water, they just went from something I thought was cool to even cooler.
Yep.
Yeah.
What sort of size do they get to? Do you
Like
know?
a black brim by the
Yeah.
looks of it.
Yeah,
so
right.
a large one's like a large black brim looks cool, and then an average one's just like an average looking fish, like a brim type thing, I'd say. But yeah, real similar looking.
Yep.
But not like a morwong, but like a morwong and a black brim
Yep.
mixed.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that would be pretty awesome, like flicking lures or whatever around or
Yep.
or whatever. So I'm sure they'll get the chance, and from what I've personally seen, which is nothing like these other two, I would have thought at some stage in my lifetime they will probably phase out trout and phase in something like that.
Yep.
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 I agree with that totally.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realise that trout is actually an introduced species. So, yeah. So, where the Macquarie perch is native.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the other thing you were talking about with sizes going back to the Murray cod was you were talking in the car, I think, today about, because you used to own a Murray cod hatchery, about some Murray cod never grow to a great size at all
No,
as a survival thing.
that's right. It's a evolution thing.
Yep.
So, Murray cod grow to probably $1.30 m, $1.40 m.
Yep.
But some Murray cod will only grow to 30 centimetres.
Yep.
At the same age. But that 30 centimetre cod at, say, 15 or 20 years old.
Yep.
Can still reproduce eggs that create cod that still do the $1.30 m.
Yep.
So it's just a thing that they've
And
evolution has created that.
Yeah, like a drought proofing.
So it's just survival
Yep.
of the species.
So when there's a big drought or black water,
Blackwater event,
Yep.
as you call it,
Yep.
the smaller cod will survive
Yep.
a lot better than the big cod.
Yeah, because the
There's-
bigger cod needs oxygen.
Yep.
Where the little cod doesn't need as much oxygen.
Yep.
So, but they'll survive and then still reproduce our big cod,
Yep.
which is quite amazing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
that's evolution.
Yep.
Yeah, that is cool. So that means like some of them cod you might have caught on the trip, Squirrely, could be like the same age as a big one. That could be a claim to fame
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, I
they won't
mean,
look any different.
yeah, it's a bit like humans, though. Some
It is a bit like humans.
some
yeah, yeah.
some stay short and fat forever, don't they? They grow out, but they don't grow up.
Stealing our last guest material. But yeah, it's true. Some people don't grow up. It might be all of us, and we could all be so lucky to walk the river at 80-something years old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's right. So I'm going to say that because, fishing is it. Because
Yep.
my dad's still here fishing.
Yep.
And he's 86,
Yep.
and he's still fishing.
Yep.
And I can take him down to the ocean,
Yep.
and he'll still fucking fish there.
Yeah, right.
What the hell?
So it's the fountain of youth is just a fishing fountain, really.
Well, I was starting to see it,
Yep.
so I ain't quitting.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
There's hope for Lee yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need better than fishing to save me. So I've done a fair bit of that. I'm not getting healthier.
But today I got me grandson here as well. So
Yep.
So it's my dad's great grandson,
Yep.
and he's creaming us on the rainbow trout thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Only one with
And-
a rainbow trout.
yeah, and falling down like cliffs and shit. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we both got to see that.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to have my grandson here, my dad here,
Yep.
and catch and fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
And you-
I'm your son sitting right next
And
to you.
Yeah.
slightly less cool to
Obvious-
have your son here.
Obviously, that was a slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
It slips a lot.
Yep.
So, Park, I got another question for you. So, you said you got a 6-pounder up here. What's the biggest trout you've caught anywhere?
I'd say that would be the biggest.
That's the biggest one?
And in the river up here, you get different grubs and that, and different insects and that. You put them on, you will catch the big fish with unusual bait.
Yes, okay. Because no one else is using it.
No one else is using it, and it seems to work. If you want bigger fish, get an unusual bait.
Yeah, right. That's actually a hot tip there. And I see today the fish that we ate tonight, you were gutting them, and I see you obviously checking their stomach contents.
Oh
which
yeah,
is a big part of it.
yeah, it's a big part of it. If you're a fly fisherman, that's the way to check what they're feeding on.
Yeah, okay.
But,
And these were feeding on like a black beetle or something. You were
yeah, some
you were
type
showing
of black
me?
beetle. I didn't see them flying around, but the fish were chock-a-block full of them.
Yeah, all the stomachs were tight. Hey, though.
Yeah, they're all tight, and usually if fish are full, they're feeding.
Yeah, okay.
If you get fish that are completely empty, well, they're usually not feeding.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's harder to catch them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's funny. I would have thought it would be harder to catch a full fish than a hungry fish, but it's not the case, I suppose. And I suppose they switch on and off. Like, obviously, there was a bit of a hot bite this morning, but then this Arvy, it'll become hard, didn't it?
Yeah, it seemed to be a little change in the weather, and they just didn't go.
Yeah.
Just didn't seem to work.
Yeah, well. Oh, well. Lucky Dad didn't fish, because then he's already well ahead of me, so.
Yeah, nah, had time off. It's called beer drinking.
Yeah. So what's the plans for the rest of the trip? Are there any?
Catch
Oh,
more fish.
Catch more fish?
Yeah. So we're only here till tomorrow.
Yep.
So we'll do probably half a day. That'll do us.
Yep.
So hopefully get Jono onto a couple of decent fish.
Yep.
That's my plan. And and Dad another couple of fish because he loves keeping them.
Yep.
Because he's the old rule. Catch them, kill them.
Yep.
So,
But they get eaten.
But that's what they get
Yeah.
eaten. Yes, they do get eaten.
So I think that needs to be. That's the
Yeah,
big thing.
it's definitely nothing's wasted.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a few tomorrow and we'll be on our way. And yeah, till next time.
A couple less than me would be beautiful if you could do that. Just tone it down a little. Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
It's all right. What? How many you caught?
Me,
Yeah,
5?
5. Oh, so you got 40 to go.
Yeah, righto.
I'll
So,
just tell you that.
so
So
we're here for another month, Squirrely.
Yeah. I live here now.
Change of flight.
Yeah.
There's no reception, but send a smoke signal or something.
Yeah, yeah. So surely you got to bring up the half century. That's got to be
Oh, yeah,
part
I'm
of
gonna-
the plan.
5 more
Yeah.
without a hook.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
raise a trout like how the cricketers raise the bat?
The fishing
It's
rod,
just-
isn't it? I used to
could
ride.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as there's not a lure in me thumb.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
fine.
that's it.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
won't know whether you're signaling to bring the pliers or the
That's
fishing
right,
line
yeah,
to pull
true.
the hook out of your
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
or just brought up the 50.
Yeah.
I got another thing. I think so young Harvey's got the only rainbow trout.
Yep.
Dad's got nearly 50 fish. They're all brown. So the rest of ours are all brown. But I still think the coolest fish being caught are from Jorno. He has these fishing reels.
Yep.
That are 70 years old, from my understanding, built locally in Victoria in Denali. I've never seen anything like it. They're like almost like a mini LV.
Yep.
Type reel, but they've got a hole in one side, and you touch it at the side with your finger as you cast. Is the drag like a fly reel type thing, and you can stop the line when you cast to stop it like a bait caster where it lands.
Yep.
But you can also put more or less drag on a fish. It may sound crazy, but I played with the reel for like 5 seconds.
Yep.
And it was so fluid. It was built that well. And I seen Jono play with it when he was playing around with it, and he's got it on a string. Obviously, he knows what's going on with them.
Yeah.
What were they called, Jono?
Crouch.
Crouch reel. Crouch reel is the reel. Yep.
Yeah.
But,
So look that up.
Mate, you know, there is some people with some cool shit, and Jono is definitely one of them.
Yep.
But also to come out on a fishing trip and just use that as your reel,
Yeah, yeah.
that is next level.
Not just
awesome.
a shed piece.
Oh, mate, yeah, that really, really impressed me. That I thought was as cool as shit.
Yep.
You know, like I said, you know, someone can be like, oh, look what I got. A bloody whatever sits in the shed. And he's like, here I am fishing with this. Like, holy fuck, this is unreal.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the sort of shit I love. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah.
And catch fish.
Yeah, and catching fish on it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I said, with Harvey's bloody rainbow, I thought was a cool capture, but I still think coolest capture of the trip goes to Jono. So,
Yep.
yeah.
So 45 don't cut it.
Oh, it's not 50. Only a fucking Shane Warne talking about the time he batted 99.
Yeah, you do. You don't hear him talk
No,
about
you
much
don't.
anymore, do you?
But yeah, get your 5 tomorrow. We'll have a conversation about it.
Okay. So the coolest thing for me, though, I must say, Squirrel, jumping in there before you're going to say something to me,
Nah,
to see
nah.
you rising the thing, is it's fucking unreal to be up here with my family,
Yep.
and my mate Jorno, and yourself come from WA to do this.
Yep.
Like that sort of ticks some boxes for me.
Yeah, Roger.
To show you a new world.
Yep.
This is something different. Not everybody does it.
Yep.
And not everybody can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I know me mate Jorno over there, he's thinking, I'm coming back.
Yep.
You've got me for good.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
every bit of effort you put in, you get something back.
Yep.
Which not all fishing likes you enough to do that to you.
No, it doesn't.
So,
No, no, that's true.
yeah.
Even just to see you today hold up a fish, couple of pound,
Yep.
up the river yelling out to us, you've got one. How cool's that?
Yep.
Like seriously, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like, you obviously knew I was excited to catch it, but I also sort of knew that, you know, you guys would be excited to see it. So,
Yep.
I mean, that's probably the enjoyment part here. You're doing a lot of fishing in pairs and
Yep.
together sort of thing. I think everyone kind of vibes off each other. Yeah. I think I see why you love it so much anyway.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a proper hunter-gatherer.
Yep.
It seriously is, yeah.
And then at night around the campfire, Christmas is only a couple of weeks away. Paul's eggnog. With a
Yeah.
bit of Bundy in it.
Woof.
Mwah.
Yep.
Isn't it?
That,
Just like, yeah, we bought the one with Bundy already in it, but Squirrely, just Bundies are up a
yeah,
little
bundies
bit more.
are up a little bit
Oh,
more.
Mate,
Nail it.
she's beautiful going in and hangovers in the morning. That's the way I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, it's hurt a few people, but
But the trouble with it is, we sleep well.
Yep.
And I got my old man kicking us out at 7 in the morning.
yeah.
So get up,
Yep.
7, come on.
Yep. Time to go fishing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, well, last year when we fished up here after Christmas, bloody, I'd caught a few fish and the last day I got
He
up.
keeps living in the past,
Oh, he
does.
when he
No,
caught
but
some fish,
I'm
doesn't
just,
he?
I'm just leaving. I'm just
He
letting
never
everyone
lives in
know.
the past where he doesn't catch fish.
Yeah, because that doesn't exist.
Fuck off.
But no, because this is how competitive it is. Last year, last day, we weren't going to get up that early. We were just going to pack up and go, get out of the swag. And me pa's gone. He's gone up the river, catch some, come back with a couple. Oh, yeah, is this how it is? So, you got to watch it. Someone give you a tip on a nice spot, and they could be just bum steering you too.
Yep.
Even
Seen
your own
that a
family.
couple of
That's how it
times.
works, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome. Is there anything you want to add, Leewald?
No, I think that's about it. Probably add, well, what am I at 5 and you're at 45? So probably want to add about 40 fish
Yeah.
just out of nowhere at some chance.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to add. Yeah, but we'll take a bit of work.
Yeah.
I'd like to add, I hope I get a chance one day to pull the hook out of his thumb.
Yeah.
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 But I must say, he done a mighty job.
He did.
Had me mate Jono hold me thumb down.
Yep.
Otherwise, there was swinging going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
nah.
everyone did their job. He
They
pulled
did.
the hook out. Jono held your thumb. I filmed it.
True. Yeah.
And Harvey, I think, was throwing a ball to distract himself from looking at it. So,
I'll give you a tip, though.
Yep.
Yes, don't let it happen again.
well, you don't have to tell me. I've been in a similar situation.
True.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, this has been good. Cheers for chumming up, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, squirrels.
Cheers.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening right now? Dolphin in the killer whale's mouth? Holy shit. Oh, this is the best day of my life, God. What?
I like going down the pond and chasing bluegills and tommy cocks.